Whoa, wrong screen. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. Wait, I got it. Everyone, hey, what's going on? I figured it out. Welcome in everybody to episode 140 of the program. Yeah, that was not the correct screen, but if that's the only problem we have, it's going to be an insane episode because it can always get worse. Buff is has some work stuff come up tonight. He's really busy with that, so we hope he's getting through that all right. We wish him well and hope to see him next week. So you're stuck with me and Blue. What's up, Blue?
What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome in. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's the program. The program's live, and there's a lot to talk about. I, of course, am still on no sleep. When we popped in the video call, Blue's like, "How's the sleep going?" And I was like, "What? What? What's that word? The S word? What does
What?
that mean? Can you describe that to me?" Yeah, dude. So far, we got it worked out with the little ones where our 1.5-year-old is good, sleeps through the night, up all day long. But the new baby, the little girl, the 2-week-old, has her days and nights completely flipped. So she's can't keep her awake during the day and up like every 30 minutes all night. So that's where we're at. So sleep is lame. Who needs it anyway? I don't. I'm probably gonna say more dumb stuff than normal because my brain's like sleep deprived. So it might be fun. It might be entertaining. It might be good to watch. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Off the grid stuff. That's gonna be interesting. I'm probably gonna say something stupid there. Delta Force, incredible, dude. Oh man, I have so much to say with Delta Force. Beautiful Light, I got to play it. I played it with Blue. So we'll talk a little bit
Finally.
about that. Yeah, dude, finally got some games in. Holy cow. And then yeah, there's some Black Ops audio stuff that should be worth a laugh, and then some other quick shot stuff like AI continuing to take over the world. That we'll get to we'll get to in the quick shots. It won't be long. It won't be long, guys, and we'll all be working for our AI overlords, but we can
Just
all see it coming.
did you see the Tesla humanoid assistant?
Yeah, yeah, I did. It's
It was
just
like it could walk your dog. It could take groceries in the car. And I was like, nah, I'm not letting it do any of that.
no, that thing is not getting within 1,000 feet of my house, dude. There's no
Nope.
shot, dude. Oh, dude, no, not a thing.
It
That's
literally is
weird.
becoming iRobot. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many movies they have to make about AI like taking over the world and killing everybody, and people just don't get it. It's like, let's build it anyway.
It's
It'll
just a
j-
movie.
it'll just be fine. It'll be fine anyway, dude. Whatever, whatever. We take it as it comes. That's all we can do. Quick shout out before we get started to the audio listeners. Thank you guys so much. That audience continues to grow slowly. Excuse me. If you want to help us out and have a quick second, if you can leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, depending on your platform. There's some other platforms in there. But a few of you guys have left some 5-star reviews on Spotify. Thank you guys so much because I see the pop in the analytics and that gets it to push it out. So if you want to help us out, there's a ton of free stuff you can do to support the show. We ask you guys, the economy sucks. We'll try not to get into politics, but keep your wallets in your pockets. You don't have to do that. Just share the show around, share the YouTube stream, share the show out. I put it out on the Discord. I also tweet out the audio version as well as wherever you guys find it. If you could leave those reviews, that helps us out a bunch. Be a friend, tell a friend, bring someone back with you. And those are ways you can support us while hanging on to you guys' hard-earned cash. We appreciate you guys so much for being here, man. It's a blessing to have an audience to show up to every Monday and talk about video games. It's so awesome. So I just want to say thank you. And Blue, how you been, man?
Good, good. Just enjoying. We got a cold front coming in now.
Oh yeah,
Finally,
us too, dude. It
finally
feels
get
like
some nice cool
fall.
weather. Oh, finally, especially after these hurricanes. Jeez, man. At
You're
least the
flanneled.
second hurricane, I'm flanneled up. There's wind. I can go outside and enjoy it. Sleeves are a little bit up, but it's fine. And then we got a cold front coming in from the north. And then we also had a cold front from the excess wind that was coming from the hurricane. So we had that cool wind, and then on top of that one from the north. It's gonna feel nice. It's gonna feel nice. Good for
Yeah.
recovery too, as well. So
Yeah. Dude, it was
yeah, not working in the hot sun and stuff.
it got down into the 40s here last night. Tonight we're in a freeze warning. So we might
Really?
yeah. So
Okay.
remember like last week it was like 95. Now we're in a freeze warning and it's supposed to get like below 32. So shout out Kansas, dude.
Jeez.
That's
Is
so
that
I had to
normal for
get
Kansas though during this time of the year? Just crazy weather.
I think I almost burned my house down too. I was gonna run. So we heat our.
What? That
Not a
was
big
great.
deal.
That was.
Not a big deal. We heat our house with a wood pellet stove. Um, and I didn't realize that. I went to start the thing. I was like, that doesn't, because I was like, we're gonna need it tonight because it's gonna be like 30 degrees. I was like, that doesn't sound right. Like something's up. And I went outside in the little flue vent where the smoke comes out. I shined my light in there, and a
Mhm.
bird built a nest in there. So like it was like
Oh,
plugged up. So like that would have been really bad.
jeez.
So I had to take that apart and clean it out. But it's all right. We figured it out. I figured it
Okay.
out. We're good.
All
We're
right.
gonna be okay. So
No
we got
free, no free eggs for breakfast either.
no. They'd already flew the coop. They left. They knew what was coming. They're like, it's about to get hot in here. We got to get out. But no, I love it, man. This time of year, you got like football on, like hunting season's coming. I'm itching to get the bow out, get to the tree stand. Like it's cool outside. Put a little
Dude.
flannel on. I like to grill outside. Like it's cool, and then the warm grill feels good.
Oh
And
yeah,
then,
seriously,
oh
man.
man, yeah. And
That
then
that certain smell in the air too, man.
yeah, the crispy air. And then on
Hmm.
the inside of our house, since we have that wood pellet stove, I intentionally leave like a little bit of the flue. I didn't tape it, so a tiny bit of smoke leaks, and so you smell the oak fire in the house. I just like just a little, like on purpose. Like I
Just
let
on
it,
purpose.
like because it smells so good. So like
I
when
know
that
we're
thing,
going to like up north in February though, a little bit to Chicago, and then my aunt's house is like this house built in like the 50s, and it's got all the wood floors, and the heat comes up through the floors, and it's oh so cozy.
oh, so it's like it's got one of the like it's got like the boiler pipes in the floor, so it heats the floor.
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
yeah,
those feel
and
good.
oh
there's there's something different about that when you have like warm surfaces like the wood floor, and then our wood stove puts out like a different radiant heat. Like it just warms you to your bones. Like it's a good feeling.
but yeah,
So
I'm excited for that. Gaming wise, let's see. I've been just doing a little bit more Armor Forger with the boys. And we rated you that stream, so we were all together.
yeah, that was awesome,
It
man.
was, me, Blackout,
You had the
Redbeard,
crew,
Riot,
dude.
Arctic. Yeah. We were just like, hey, let's just get on this weekend. It felt nice to kind of just get together. You know, I was recording a little bit as well too. Just having a good time, and then teaching the boys how to fly helicopters as well too, which was kind of sketchy, kind of scary. I was like, "Oh, boys, we'll be okay."
Wear your
You
goggles.
know, we made it though, right? Had one rough landing, but we're good. And then we were just doing that. So, um, yeah, we did that. I think Riot team killed, friendly fired a few guys with the 50 cal. So good stuff.
He would.
Uh, and yeah, it was in the zombie server too. So we were fighting the zombie hordes as well,
So there's
trying not
there's
to get
AI, or was
infected.
that player controlled zombies?
So there's AI ones, but then we also had a game master, which is like the Zeus, which is like the admin, come in and like f with us a little bit too, just to make it even harder. So he just started like spawning like swarms of zombies just to mess with us because he knew that Riot was streaming, I was recording, so he's like, here, have have some more content, you know. So that was fun. And then during the weekend, as well, or Friday as well too? That's when we played Beautiful Light. I think it was. Was it Friday or Saturday?
Me
I don't remember when.
with you? No, it
Yep,
was early in the week. It was like Tuesday.
it was Tuesday. Okay, because I did one more as well too afterwards. Um, so I did that. Did some more Beautiful Light. Trying to get back into some Star Citizen as well too. Um, see how I feel about that. And then that's pretty much it gaming wise. I've been kind of just doing more in real life stuff, going out. I went to the hardware store today with the son, got a new jack and jack stands, you know,
Yeah, man stuff.
just man stuff. He was teaching my boy, what this stuff means, what's a chalk blocks, little simple things like that. Um, yeah, I guess I've just been doing some more in real life stuff. I'm pretty sure you have as well too.
Oh yeah, man. I've been in the trenches with the babies, dude. It's whew, yeah. Yep. But still been streaming in the evenings. And we've been having a blast in hardcore search, dude. having a lot of fun. I'm getting close to over a 2 KD in that, and it just had something insane, like almost a 5.0 win loss. Like we had a 13 game win streak of wins before we lost one in hardcore search. So it's got me really wondering what the next Call of Duty is going to be like for us for like playing search and destroy on streams, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to play. And I guess we'll get into it when we talk about Black Ops audio, because that was a big part of why we play hardcore now in Modern Warfare 3, because of the footstep audio. Like the playing hardcore slows people down a little bit, and it makes it more about like positioning, comms, and teamwork. So that's why I think we've done really well playing it. And it also, like I said, the last couple weeks, it completely throws out aim assist. Like aim assist has nothing on a mouse player in that, so it's kind of funny for that. To dumpster controller players, but it's a neat change of pace in Call of Duty, because it's usually the opposite, especially if you play Warzone. But it's been it's been a lot of fun. So it's got me wondering, like, am I a hardcore player for life? I'd rather play core, I feel like. But you know, how's it gonna be in Black Ops 6? I don't know, with the audio and stuff. So I'm wondering about that. And then this morning, shout out to everybody that turned out, man. I had an awesome turnout this morning for and shout out to my mom. My mom came to help with the kids while I could stream a little bit. So shout out Mama Crash. Mama Crash is in the house helping out. So shout out to her. That she's making the podcast possible right now. And did a really cool stream at Delta Force this morning, simulcasted to Twitch and to YouTube. It was awesome. Had a great turnout. It was awesome to see people. And dude, Delta Force, man, woo. I've been watching people play Off the Grid a little bit. I'm trying to wrap my head around that. I'm trying to research, so I'm a little bit informed on the blockchain crap with that game. And I don't know, man.
Few shits when it comes to blockchain and crypto nowadays.
Yeah,
you know, I'm sure the crypto bros would come out the woodworks and say, "You don't know what you're missing. This game's the next best thing. You can make so much money off of this, and you just gotta, it's a what was that Big Fry Earth 2 thing? It's a platform, bruv.
Yeah.
It's a platform.
Yeah. I guess we could just get into the topics, because that's the first one, I guess, if you want to.
That was a good segue, and we planned that.
I mean, we rehearsed it for hours, and I'm glad we pulled it off perfectly.
Hard work pays off.
So Off the Grid's out there, and you guys can roast me for bad journalism. I don't give a shit. It's our show. We can say whatever we want. I didn't play it, and I don't think I'm going to play it. I was looking at it, and it looked cool. The setting looked cool. I think it's got some cool stuff. Like the setting is really neat. Like the thought of it, like the dystopian future. Neil Blomkamp, the guy who's made like District 9 and Chappie and those crazy movies, like dystopian future movies, made a game. The setting, the premise is like really gritty and very dark, and like I could get behind that. Like it's not a kiddie game by like from the setting. It's pretty cool. But I just heard about the Web3 crypto stuff, and that just instantly puts me off, man. Like I know, I feel like crypto and Web3, like NFT stuff in gaming, and like they explicitly said on some of their website stuff, and I think they're also leaving what it's gonna be like. That's the other thing, like Team says in chat, it's third person, which is also a negative for me. I'm not huge into third person PvP.
I don't mind third person if done right. The what was it?
It can be.
It's yeah.
I will say I did have fun with Rogue Company. That was a third person shooter with like a S&D mode.
Pretty quickly.
That was fun. It did die fast, but it's not my fault. It's not my fault. But anyway, the Web3 crypto stuff just sucks. And then like I just had a thought too, like Fwiz, who was the head of YouTube Gaming back when YouTube was really making strides in streaming, like when they were adding gifted memberships and doing stuff behind the scenes, and revamping the chat and the mod tools and all that stuff. And he left to do strictly Web3 NFT gaming and stuff. And I didn't respond, because it's kind of one of those things, like my mom, she's here and she says, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. But he tweeted out like, people are starting to see the true potential of Web3 and NFT gaming. And I'm like, dude, you're such a wasted talent, man. Like, you're working on that shit. I was like, in my head, I'm like, go back to YouTube gaming and make a difference. Like, make it like an
Yeah.
actual difference and get YouTube up to where it should be with streaming, man. It's like the Web3 stuff just doesn't do it for me. And the way I understand how it works is it could be a good thing, but it's like, how much do you trust people to be ethical with it? And that's like
Well,
about as
yeah,
far as you can
and
take it.
that's the thing too, and they mention it on their frequently asked questions page. That if you want to try out the NFTs, you can. If you don't have to. But that for me, what brings in the issue is now you start looking at people looking to hack as well too and cheat their way for those NFTs because there's an actual monetary gain to hack and whatnot and to cheat. So, as
Yeah,
much
and
as like you said, like the world looks crazy. I like the weapon styles. I love the story behind it. Like people like sacrificing their body just to be put on a TV show. Like that would make a great series or a great movie, as well. But even if it's an optional NFT element, it still throws me off.
yeah, because I also feel like it's kind of able to be. I hope we get some crypto bros in the comments and be so sick. It's gonna change everything. It's gonna decentralize the bank. Yeah, yeah. But I just think it's also really easily manipulated behind the scenes, and it makes the community. It has the potential. We don't know how it's going to be in this game yet. That's the caveat we do need to
Correct.
say. Is it makes the gaming and the community around trying to make money rather than make a good game and play money. You got a bunch of people trying to get in there early, trying to get cosmetics and stuff in game, trying to play a bunch to get in-game currency to mine and flip and make a product. They're not playing the game to enjoy the game. They're not playing the game to progress in the game. They're trying to flip assets early and make money, and it becomes more about that. I also feel like, I don't know the developers, like, so this isn't a shot at them. I feel like it leaves a possibility for stuff to be manipulated behind the scenes as well. I think changes can be made to the blockchain. People can make money off of players without them even knowing it. And sometimes some other Web3 crypto games that have been scams in the past are really expensive. Like, you have to pay like a subscription. There is already in the store a subscription. It's $12 a month to get some skins and some stuff every time, like every month to play with. And like a lot of the guns, a lot of the different cybernetic arms and stuff are just straight up. They say that they're NFTs, and it's like the blockchain. I read some articles and stuff about that, and a lot of people who seem to be experts will say that even it would be more secure if they just would have made private servers and have people have their own skins like tied to their account and stuff. Putting it on the blockchain actually puts it at a little bit more of a risk.
It's like
When
another avenue, funnel.
yeah,
Yeah.
when things happen like that. So I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be like Rain said in chat, players will be gaming the game rather than playing the game. Like, people just want to try to make money off of it. It's not about the game. I also saw a lot of people. Did you see anything about it being like really unoptimized?
I didn't see anything performance wise. I think it's still from watching a couple of streams from like bigger creators, which is also crazy to see a
Yeah.
lot of the creators playing it. And then I remember specifically, I'd have to go back and I'm pretty sure someone and the internet never forgets of them bashing crypto, you
Yeah,
know,
man.
and then all of a sudden they're just on board with playing
Hashtag
a
ad.
game that has crypto in it. Yeah, most likely
No,
that's
they
what it
are.
is. They're
They
getting paid
are.
to do it. Yeah, I
Dude,
would.
yeah,
I would.
Shroud,
Yeah,
like Tim the Tap Man, like
yeah.
all the
Summit.
really
I
big
saw.
streamers, dude,
Yeah,
have been
yeah.
playing it.
I
It
mean, the money's there for sure. I mean, I think they put. I think they. It's Gunzilla Games is the developer behind it, and they recently they pushed what was it, $30 million for some coin fund in Avalanche.
Yeah, that's what it's in. It's in the
And
Avalanche blockchain, and it's like Guns Coin or
exactly. So
something.
yeah, and it's like $30 million just for that, not the actual game itself.
Yeah,
You know,
$30 million in that, and it's
that
just like, dude,
blockchain.
if
So
you, and it's just like,
you could
think
have
about it.
taken that and put it to the game.
Yeah, and it's just like any kind of other crypto scam in the fact that like if you break it down on how it could work, you're like, how could this be a scam? Well, it's like not necessarily them doing anything disingenuous. It's just like how games work. So like you have a bunch of people that are going to get into this game, want to buy NFT, want to play and earn NFT cosmetics. They're going to pay money. They're going to pay for the battle pass. They're going to get these NFTs and they're going to think in their head, I can sell these to other players and make money. So at the beginning, they
Yeah.
might be able to do that while there's like a really big player base. So it's like, oh man, I'm going to buy some more of this stuff on the blockchain and turn it around and sell it. Then what happens when the game dies? It's like you're stuck with that. And where's all that money?
With them.
It's
Yeah.
with them. The game's dead. They have all the money. Nothing in game's worth anything anymore. And
You know,
you're holding the bag at the snipe hunt. Like
someone mentioned too that was like, what about like arena breakout or pay to win elements and stuff like that? It's like, well, I mean, I'm also not a fan of pay to win. I still have not played arena breakout because of that. That's my, that's where I need to have some kind of values, and pay to win elements just don't sit right with me. But with that, no one's making a profit from using those pay to win elements. Yeah, I mean, other than the company itself. Um, so people try to compare them. Like, oh, what about pay to win stuff? You can do that as well too. It's like, yeah, but you're not having people flip those in-game mechanics to other players to try to make a profit. And it just seems so disingenuous and so scummy when you have other players doing that to each other, let alone the company pushing that as well too.
yeah, and it's just something that the game doesn't need to have. And it really I don't see the positive benefit of it because if you wanted players to be able to buy and trade stuff, they can just like CS:GO is now, or like the Rainbow Six marketplace where people can use
Well, and
in-game
then
currency and trade
people mention
skins.
that too, and then they go, "Oh, well, Counter Strike's been doing this for years. What's so different about this?" And I'm not a crypto expert, so I couldn't tell you the ins and outs of what makes an online store different from crypto. I just don't care enough to know about it. But at the same time, we've seen too. It's one of those things where we've just seen too many things go wrong with crypto games. It's almost hard to just accept that this is gonna be the one that fixes it all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it could it could be an honest use of the blockchain. It's just like we haven't seen it yet, so we're so intelligent people are sussed out by it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and
Because
I'd
there's
rather
just
be sus about it than not.
right. There's just like so many spots where nefarious shit can happen within within that, like within the transaction of the NFT to the player to the money. I joked around. I don't think this is the case, but I watched a video by Drifter, a classic Call of Duty creator. He was knocking on it pretty hard about the Web3 stuff, but he was saying on a 3070 Ti and an i7, he had everything low and he couldn't get it to 60 frames on 1080p. So like
That's crazy.
it was really unoptimized, and everybody in the comments is like, "That's because they're using their GPU to mine NFTs in the background." It's like, oh shit! Like, imagine
Oh
that
man,
somebody would
I
figure
saw
that
Ryan
out.
play and it seemed like he was doing some decent games with it. I mean, again, it's like
It looks
when the
fun
game
for
was
people that
working
enjoy
and
it.
it was looking fun, and then it's like, forgot there's NFTs in the background. And when I first saw the trailer, I forgot about this game because I know this game was talked about a long time ago, and it got a lot of backlash because of the NFTs. But then I saw the trailer again and I totally forgot about it. And I was like, oh, this looks like a cool game. I like the premise, and like you said, the story building up to it. I love the news article, the news sections. It felt like it was
Yeah,
really like a part of the world and stuff like that. And then, when I saw them like getting their limbs cut off, and it made the one thing I will give to credit, I love the way they said it's like I always wonder in games like how do people respawn like that? And they had like a little like scientific method in their lore of like, oh, we can recreate a body from like a single cell, of the player, and you just keep, using that over and over and over again.
yeah.
So the player could technically never die. So
No, like
that was pretty cool.
yeah, the world building is top notch with Neil Blomkamp, who's made those like classic movies, and it's like right in that kind of world, like super dark, like people volunteering to fight for people's entertainment, knowing they're going to get maimed and limbs blown off and stuff, just to have like
Mhm.
the doctors and scientists rebuild them so they can go again. Like
Yeah. Yeah. I think
It,
what was it? Because my favorite movies for him were District 9, Elysium, like that.
Elysium,
And
yeah,
you can see it in this game of like that weird cyberpunk looking
and
semi futuristic but
Chappie
realistic at the same time. Chappie. Oh god, I love Chappie.
with that
Yeah,
robot dude.
Chappie was
Yeah,
good.
that was a wild movie. I think I saw that in theaters for
Give
some
us
reason.
District 10. I want District 10 or something. I don't know what would that whatever that would be, but
Yeah, somebody said that in one of the comments of the streams, like Neil Blomkamp really doing everything but making District 10. Like everybody wants him to make a sequel, and he's making video games instead.
seriously, dude, it was literally brought up for a sequel, man.
But yeah, Chappie was like, yeah, it tugged at the heartstrings, man. I didn't like that part of it. It was weird. It was, yeah. Yeah, I can't watch
Yeah.
it. I wasn't a dad at the time. Now since I'm a dad, I'm a big softy. So like, I gotta be careful with my emotions. They can get the best of me now. That's funny. It happens. You have kids, you become a little wiener.
Oh, you get a little emotional when I rewatch movies that have certain, you know, parental elements, I guess you could say, that just like really tug at those heartstrings. I was like, ah, now I can see myself in that situation.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah, no, that was that's
So that's
it's what, you know what, we'll see what happens in the future with this game.
hey,
I will keep an eye on it, you
we
know,
we
but
our hands are clean from this because it clearly says on the thumbnail we're an FPS podcast and it's third person. So you can't even be mad at us, right?
you
Like
can't be.
it's not in our wheelhouse. It's not in our wheelhouse. So we can say whatever we want. I think that's how journalism works. We can say whatever we want.
I mean, have you seen the New York Times lately? You know, just saying. So
Yeah.
we can say
Yeah.
whatever we want.
That's
It's
media,
not
baby.
misinformation.
That's just the media, baby. All right. Let's talk about something that I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah, I think that's something that we're actually excited about.
Dude,
this
I
time.
don't, and this might bite me in the ass because full disclosure, it's Tencent. It's a free to play game, and we don't know exactly how the microtransactions are going to work. So that's the caveat. But everything that we have so far with Delta Force, I am over the moon with this extraction mode, dude. I played it this morning. The jump that they made from the alpha test and optimization to now is night and day. The game runs better. I played for 3 hours with no crashes. But I will say right off the bat, the menus were more fluid. The netcode felt better. Um, the frames, I turned DLSS off, so I'm actually rendering the game. There's no frame gen. I do have a
Mhm.
beastly machine. I have an RTX. I have an RTX 4090, and I have a Ryzen 9 7950 X3D. So like I have a beast of a computer with DDR5 RAM. So I can stream, record, and play off the same machine. I don't do the dual PC setup. I just built a monster just to do it with one computer. So
Easier.
that's why. Now, get this. So I'm playing at 110 FOV. I'm playing on 1440p, no frame gen, all extreme graphics all the way down. I am recording in 2K. I am streaming in 2K to Twitch, and I'm streaming downscaling to 1080p. I said it backwards again. I'm recording in 2K. I'm streaming 2K to YouTube, and I'm downscaling and streaming 1080p to Twitch. So I have 3 streams being rendered plus my screen. I have all this shit going on, and I was above 200 frames, and it looked awesome, dude. And yeah, and Blackout saying he's getting frame drop with FSR. Dude, you might not need frame gen, dude. It's Unreal Engine 4, which is making me a bigger and bigger fan of Unreal Engine 4, especially after the Beautiful Light playtest, like full disclosure. Like, I don't know. I don't know if Unreal Engine 5 is ready for the spotlight, man. Because you see a game like this, like Delta Force, that just it looks fine. It's not like, oh my god, graphics. It looks fine, but damn it, it runs great, dude. And you're gonna be able to run it
Yeah.
on about any card. And it's just really smooth. You can tell in this playtest they up progression, so that's pretty good. There's a ton of loot around. I had some raid today. I don't think I died. I was even running solo. I will say though, so if I'm getting my negatives out of my system quickly, is that dude, there's still bot players, man. Like there's still bot PMCs
I wasn't
because
expecting those to leave.
I wiped 3-person player squads as a solo like 10 times. Like, and that's like, I shouldn't be doing that. Like I
Yeah,
killed,
like you know your skill level at that point, and it's like, okay, like I'm not even just a really good player would just get outnumbered at that point.
yeah. So I was like, the first time I was like, 1v3, I'm a god. Oh my god, I'm so amazing at this game. And then I did it again. I was like, oh cool. And then I wiped a third squad. I'm like, I was like the Fry from Futurama meme. I was like, something's up, dude. Like, and then yeah, then you can just kind of look and tell the way they act. I do think though, it could have been because I was solo queuing, and I feel like they had some kind of skill optimized or skill based matchmaking with other players' gear. So like if you're running low tier gear or if you're solo, um, I think that there was some issues there where it would put like more bot type players in your lobby if you're like lower geared and solo. What I
I mean, it
think was
did say
happening,
on release that they were gonna have solo
yeah,
servers,
yeah,
right?
so that'll be
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, and hopefully I can get in with the squad tonight on stream twitch.tv/crash8. I can get on a I can get a squad tonight and we'll see if we get against more real players. That's what I'm hoping for. What I think was happening is I think it was putting me against other solo players because a lot of times I would get pushed by a pair of, I'm pretty sure, bots, like dumpster fire players. I would kill those and then I'm like, it might have squad filled another player with AI or with another solo. So I would wait. And then like I think a real player would come because he could like see where they died and try to revive and check it out.
Interesting.
So
Maybe.
I really think it would be a solo player with 2 AI teammates. The AI teammates would push me, I would easy kill them, and then I would kind of rotate and move and watch their bodies. And then like a player that looked like a real player would like come in to check it out and I would kill them. I think that's what was happening several
It's
times
just like
because they're
why, you know?
I don't know, man. I know because Geek say he's wild, man. He was when he plays solo, he would stream it or he would squad fill, and it was squad filling him with AI players that like wouldn't talk and just acted goofy.
Yeah.
So I think that was still happening. I don't squad fill. I just creep around solo, but I did the bunker thing where I got the sniper skin. So I had that crate box on my first raid and I was trying to sneak
Yeah,
around
yeah,
the
yeah.
map. And then I think the AI PMCs were pushing me. But what
That's the thing too. It's like they know, well, if it's AI like that, they know where you are. They can track you through walls. They see you through smoke, and it's just
yeah,
so
it's
annoying,
lame.
especially when it comes to the Havoc Warfare mode too.
Yeah, it's really lame. So I just want him to get him out of there, man. Like get the bots out of there, dude. Like everyone's saying that too. Um, but what I suspect will happen when I play with a full squad and we start leveling our gear, I bet we play more and more like real players. I feel like it could be like an onboarding type thing, like PUBG does. Like when like kind of Tencent and stuff, like the PUBG Corp, like took over PUBG, they kind of did the same thing. Like bots, like when you're new starting out, your first couple games will be mostly bots, and then it gradually switches to more and more players level. And as you wear higher tier gear and higher tier
You'll
ammo,
start getting more players,
that
actual players,
you'll
which
start
is
getting more
which
and more
is
players.
fine. But let us know that, because there's other games that do that, where if you're early on in game, it's like, oh, by the time you reach level, I forgot what game it was, where you reached a certain level. I think it was like level 4 or something like that, and then it would take you out of those bot lobbies and now put you into real lobbies. So it's like, okay, now you got used to it. You're playing with real players, but you don't know.
They had really funny names, like "Thanks for your loot" and like you diddle kid 69 was one of the names of the bots. And like
No way.
they were like
No
super
way.
gamer names too, dude. Like they're trying to hide it, man. One was like thanks for the loot, and like one was headshot for you, and like
Or when they bring in like the TTVs,
yeah.
like it's been proven in the last play test, that someone would be playing like a whole different game. I think one of them was like he was playing Dark and Darker, but his bot was in game playing,
Yeah.
but he was streaming Dark and Darker. So it was like, okay, now it's like official confirmation.
Yeah. Yep. So there's that going on, but um I think it's gonna get better as we level up. We'll see. I'm hopeful. Um, but that's really the only downside I have right now. It won't be too big of an issue if we start seeing more and more players as we level up. That'll be okay.
Yeah, I remember the reason why we thought it was gonna be bots back then is because they were just letting in like only 1,000 players at a time, and it was the game would have its dips, and they would have to like bring in some of those bots to fill in lobbies, especially on like Havoc Warfare and stuff like that. So and then you can tell it's like eventually people would like start filling up those servers, and then those player bots would start getting taken over by actual players. Um, because we saw like player names like would leave the server, and then an actual player would take its spot. So again, if that's the case though, just let us know. Put it somewhere saying, to fill lobbies so you can keep continuing playing the game, we need to fill with bots, and then from there, and then if that's the case, put how Battlefield does AI next to it. Put this is an actual bot, or put
Agree.
a bot name like Rick Johnson or something like that. Something very just first name last name.
It,
Just
yeah. It sucks that bots are in there in the first place, but totally agree. If you're gonna use them, disclose it. The trying to
yeah.
hide it with get wrecked XD name, like Wolverine said, is like that's weird, dude. Like just tell us.
Yeah.
Um
Again, that's like really, like you said, that's like the only
it really is,
main
man.
issue.
Everything
And if
about
that's
the
the only
game,
issue, I'm okay with it.
and again, man, I think this game is gonna be fucking huge, dude. Like, pardon my French, man. I think because it plays so well already. They're alpha testing it. I have full confidence the way that this studio operates with the budget they have. They have to have a huge budget in studio with Tencent behind it. That I think the
Yeah.
console version is going to run great. You're going to have a free to play extraction mode. This extraction mode feels so good because it's the right amount of tactical and the right amount of arcadey for me. I can see
Yeah.
myself having a really nice stack with this and with Gray Zone, because Gray Zone is much more like realistic mill sim that I like to have once in a while. When Gray Zone gets to like closer to 1.0 and this is like where it's at, like that they're going to complement each other in my rotation perfectly for extraction shooters. The being able to hop in this thing, you have tons of dynamic missions to work through. You have like a bunch of different storylines to unlock stuff. You have like 45 weapons already that you can unlock the auction house and build out. Again, you have the most insane weapon customization I've ever seen, in the fact of like player information feedback from the firing range to the weapon stats, showing you the recoil patterns, the stats through different armor, fall off, limb, and
Yeah, all the
penetration.
calibration aspects.
You have
Yeah.
all the data you could possibly want right in front of you to build your weapon
Ammo
out. You can,
types.
yeah, ammo types. It tells you you can test stuff out without buying it, so you can do all your testing you want to. There's tons of weapon possibilities that you can build and
You
run
can
with.
customize the dummies by putting different armor sets on them to test,
Yeah,
the way it breaks said armor.
yeah, you can do that. So like the weapon feedback, the gunsmith, the firing range is top of the tier. Like it's the best in any video game, and guns are a big part of a shooter. And then within the raids are so dynamic, man, and like you can just see on the map where to go, and the game doesn't get in the way of positioning, playing, and gunfights, because that's
Yeah.
what you get into. I would put in the neutral. They're not as overpowered as I thought they would be. I still don't like the specialist, but I get like the utility and how they use them, and it's part of it, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
but at the same
Either
time,
special is done better, not right, I would say.
yeah,
They're definitely done. They're done in a better route. I mean, again,
yeah,
it's not because you don't have crazy movement mechanics as well too.
yeah, and that helps. The audio is really wild too. But and the other thing that's so I you got that you have like essentially a better, much better DMZ as a replacement. DMZ was huge. There's not that many extraction shooters that you can play on console. It's going to be huge, and they're talking about the post-launch content is going to be insane for this. They're talking about a new map every couple months and a new season every 4 months. You're going to have like mid-season maps drop. You're going to have seasonal maps drop every couple months, and then there's always going to be new in-game events and stuff. Even within the test, they put out a bunch of different content. So right now in the extraction mode, and I should have said this at the beginning. I'm all about the extraction mode. I haven't really played the Havoc Warfare very much. I'm in the Hazard Ops, dude. It's sweet.
Mhm.
But and then like you can just see where to go on the map. Like you can see what's happening on the map, and then you have the dynamic things happening. You have the contracts in different places, like the Wall Breaker one or Defend the Sam sites on Leali Grove. You have Mandel bricks that pop up, which are super cool because they're upping the loot stuff you get in Mandel bricks. Um,
Oh, okay. So they're actually a little bit more worth it now because back then it was almost like, I don't want to collect 75 Mandel bricks.
yeah, yeah. But they're making it to where like it's almost like you can get like really epic procedurally generated gun skins. Like they're like clear where you can see like the bullets and the trigger mechanisms work inside the like M4, but like
Oh, that's pretty cool.
the color schemes are like procedurally generated, so you can get like a super unique weapon skin from the Mandel bricks and stuff. And it's like how those work are really cool because they pop up and then it's like, oh, it can like you could have been popping into Leali Grove to say like I gotta extract meds, I gotta kill 5 bots, I gotta go here and do this, and then it's like you spawn in, boom, there's a Mandel brick. Your raid completely changed. Like if you want to go for that, because you're gonna get
Yeah.
into the shit, like you're gonna get into PvP, and it's gonna take you on different parts of the map and stuff like that, and it's gonna be really cool. So it's just like, and then those guns, those skins too. I think they're gonna have an auction house where you can sell them to other players for like in-game currency and buy other boxes and skins and stuff. And it's not NFT stuff; it's just in-game,
It's
like on
all
the
in-game
private
currency.
server stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a thing. Like skins are gonna go crazy in this game too. Um,
Yeah, I'm still worried about, when the game does release. Two things. One, we're gonna need more maps for both game modes. I think playing on Yelly Grove and Zero Dam and the other two for Hazard Warfare or Havoc Warfare, it gets kind of old. I've already played these maps other than Space City because we just suck. We don't have enough money.
yeah,
But I've seen a lot of Space City from other players. I live vicariously through them. Um,
we died.
we immediately, not even 5 minutes. I think it lasted 3 minutes, dude. Uh, but but I want to see more maps, and then I also want to see how the free to play monetization model comes into play when it finally releases as well too. So especially when you said buying and exchanging currency. I know they did mention that there won't be a way to buy in-game currency from what they said specifically. They said most of it is just going to be cosmetics. So,
Yeah,
I
there's gonna be
mean,
the pay battle pass. There's gonna be pay skin bundles. I think they're gonna do the COD
so
thing.
we heard
Yeah,
that, and also I hope the skins don't get too crazy. Keep it within the universe and the lore of Delta
they're
Force, which is already kind of, you already have like a bow and arrow character. You got big old dude with a rocket launcher. So it's gonna be, not super realistic, but if it makes sense within that world, I'm fine with that.
yeah, and they said that you're gonna need there, or they said that they're gonna keep skins fairly grounded. They're not gonna go like the Nicki Minaj route, but one of them did leak, and um, it's like a ghost skull mask, but he's all dripped out in gold. So like there's gonna be skins pushing the edge. I think of people being frustrated with it.
Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
really care, man. Like
I don't mind. about gold too much. I mean, we had, like I said, like gold skins back in old Call of Duties, and that's when you would know, oh man, that guy has mastered that weapon, So it's, you know, um, I think they should be earned in a good way as well too. I think in this playtest, everyone except Viron will be unlocked, which I'm curious if we unlocked Viron before, do we get to keep him now or do we have to like unlock him again?
He's not unlocked in the game.
He's not unlocked. Okay. So gotta do it again. I mean, I didn't get to play with him. He's the one with the quad nods, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, which he had a really cool his movement mechanic was like that like weird jet boost thing. And I've seen a lot of people, especially in the cracked map, the desert one, there was ways to get into certain building spots that you normally couldn't unless you had that person. And what people would do is use him, put a spawn beacon down, or have his team spawn on him. They put a spawn beacon down, and then you were able to get into places where no other player could get to. So, but I remember seeing things like that back in Battlefield, where it was like, "Ah, man, that sucks, but we appreciate it as well too. Also, yo, Bevo, you see
Hey,
that crash?
what's he doing?
Just
Why do you
dropped
do that?
9.99.
He went with a 9.99 super chat.
Actually, I got a little milestone as well too. Boop.
22 months of a member. Thanks, guys. Bevo, stop doing that.
Keep your
Thank
money.
you, dude. Really, really appreciate it. Yep. Maps are definitely a big deal. I know they've already talked about for the extraction mode, there's going to be that brackish map is going to be at launch. So with Space City, that makes 4. Also, the Zero Dam is getting an expansion. So you're gonna have a Zero Dam expansion, Leali Grove, Space City, and the brackish map. And then there's spots
So
for
3
several
maps.
more.
Got it. I was gonna
There's spots for several maps on there, but
yeah.
yeah,
I'm curious about the other one.
maps are gonna be needed, man. No, that's for sure. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean they even see like the how many weapons and vehicles and the props, like gadgets already in the game. That's already a decent amount in terms of that sort of content.
yeah. As far as everything else, there's a ton of it. There's like a shitload of quests. There's like tons of weapons, bunch of attachments. They can all be tuned, and all that stuff. But they definitely upped the unlock rate for all that stuff. Like you can tell. But yeah, more maps will be necessary. I'm sure they're on it. The skins are gonna. I mean, I just don't know what to say other than the skins are gonna piss some people off that we're hoping for like a Battlefield one, like a Battlefield type grounded game, more grounded game.
Well, it wasn't gonna be that, from the beginning.
It's not. No.
So
It's
people
not
need
gonna
to kind of
as,
get that out of the way.
It's not as crazy as COD, but there's gonna be like the gold skin stuff. Some anime shit would not surprise me. There's gonna be some pink guns. There's gonna be stuff like that. So
I mean, we'll see what happens whenever this next Battlefield game gets a little bit more content out there, and we'll get a launch date, and then we'll really see. I'm curious to see when Battlefield comes out, if it does well, how many people will stay playing Delta Force.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I don't think, another hot take, that's what you guys come here for, is to crash hot takes. I don't think the Havoc Warfare is going to make that many waves. I think Battlefield does that better. From the few maps that I played, I think Battlefield just is designed from the ground up to do that better. I think this game is going to make its wheat, make its bread in the Hazard Ops mode. And there will be new modes as well. They got that confirmed within the season. So they might do like a bomb mode in Hazard Ops. They've already talked about adding stuff like TDM, capture the flag, like smaller arena type match, like game modes and stuff like that too. But I just don't see, if honestly, like even right now, like if you're like, hey Crash, you want to play like a big team battle respawn, like sure, I'll boot up Battlefield 5 like right now. Like I'll play it. Battlefield's just smoother, it looks better. and it's going to be the thing. I am most
Graphics,
excited
physics, yeah.
and locked in with the extraction mode in this game. I think it's exquisite. I'm like 8 out of 10 on it.
Yeah, I mean, the basic Havoc Warfare game mode, it's almost like it's a filler for whenever the next Battlefield game comes out if they do it right. Um, that's kind of how I felt like with just some other games where it's just like, just waiting until the next Battlefield game comes out. But
yeah, and when
if they
people
do it, I don't know. Like if they add other little smaller team game modes too, then you're like, now you're cutting into like Call of Duty's territory a little bit as well too.
yeah, but I think that's fine if it works well.
I mean, well, they need the competition anyways.
Yeah. And then the other thing is when people say with the Havoc mode, they're like, this is a Battlefield 2042. It's like, I want to smack you. Like, I don't condone violence, but I would love to open hand slap you in the face. It would make me feel so good. Because they're like, this is the Battlefield we
Like
deserve.
the Batman meme.
Yeah, dude.
Of slapping
Smoking Robin
yeah.
in the face, dude. Because it's like, this is not a Battlefield, man. There's no server browser. There's like still specialists in it. There's not a ton of destruction.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's not a Battlefield, man. And I just don't think the uniqueness and the value of this game comes to me in the Havoc mode. I think it's all about the extraction mode. And it's fun. And it's like, it could stand alone as its own game. I think there's that much to it. But it's not the large scale combat is not a competitor to Battlefield, in my opinion.
Another hot take, because Ranger said it, wasn't a fan of Levolution. I thought that was one of the most gimmicky ideas in the entire Battlefield history. Just saying.
Controversial. I would disagree a little bit. Watching the skyscrapers fall was like,
I'm sorry, but that was like, yeah, but then look at the rest of the map. Like, especially on Siege of Shanghai, there wasn't as much destruction as you thought there was.
So
but then go back to older Battlefield games. Go back to Bad Company 2, go back to Battlefield 3. You can even go back to, what was it? Well, actually, Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3. Bad Company 2 probably had the best building destruction. But it's just like they kind of downgraded the destruction to incorporate Levolution. Now, do I like it when the maps are dynamic because of Levolution? That's cool. Especially Siege of Shanghai. It came from the top of the point, on the from the top of the skyscraper down to the bottom where everyone can get to. But that was it, So that was it. Just a little hot take there, but I can go on a rant about that. We'll be here all day talking about that. But
man, we can always get into a Battlefield wormhole of ranting. We always can.
It's like a Beautiful Light to talk about. I want to talk about Beautiful Light.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We played it together finally.
Dude, we did. Last week I played Beautiful Light in the creator test. So shout out to the folks at Deep Worlds at the studio.
Yeah.
For letting me play. That was really cool. Man, where do you start? It's like, it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, we definitely have some time until it comes out, though.
Yeah, it's very much in development. It's very, very much in development. They're not shying away from that. We're not shying away from it. It still has a ton of bugs, but they're trying to get stuff fixed. They're using the playtest to identify bugs. We had a lot of crashes, a lot of weird stuff happen, but you can really see what they're trying to do, and it's pretty cool, man. And it really, like, I haven't really gotten into it, right? I just played a couple pretty buggy matches, but it's like a modern Hunt Showdown. I keep thinking it is. Like, people say it's more than that.
It really is, because you're gonna have a system sort of similar to like hiring, your hunters, but it's gonna be hiring operators, and there's gonna be a skill tree and stuff like that. So there is that as well too. But then what was it? Then you also have like a Dark Souls type of mechanic of like the creature of the player controlled creature invading servers as well too. That's what their demon dog, their what's it called? Oh my god, it starts with a G, I think. But anyways, they're weird creature, or creatures, because there's gonna be more than one player controlled anomaly. Where you could basically go into a server and just kill people, and then also level that creature up as well too. So
Yeah, there's that, and like that's one thing that's really cool about like I don't know if you call it the horror genre. It's not. I don't know. If
I
you
mean,
go
it's got
like
some
that.
horror elements to it because there's definitely some moments where you're walking around and a reaver comes out of nowhere and scares the hell out of you. So
Yeah. So it's like that type of game lends itself to a lot of immersion because you're like there could be like weird shit happening anywhere and you kind of get into it, and that's what's going to be crazy about that game. It's
yeah,
going to be so immersive. The art style is really unique, like just the dark shittiness of like going into like weird stuff, and then playing through that, like anything can happen. It really is a lot like Hunt Showdown, and it looks really cool. It looks so cool. It needs, like you said, it needs a lot of optimization, and that kind of stuff. But they're cooking. I think, don't you? Like,
yeah. I mean, they said by late 2025 is their estimated early access release. So that's another thing too. It's not gonna come out as a
yeah,
1.0 game. So it's
it's
like,
just
but I hope they do it right because it's tough with early access games nowadays. A lot of them just come out way too early. So I'm hoping with all these playtests happening and I'm working for almost a whole nother year. One, I hope it keeps the hype up, which I'm sure it will because it's such a different game. It's
yeah,
such a different aspect and concept, and it takes different concepts together and puts it together. But then also, like, I just hope that it comes out in a playable state, on the early access release. So
yeah. I don't know about the damn. I don't know about Unreal Engine 5, man. Like
yeah, yep, and it's also Unreal Engine 5. So I know
it.
some people. I mean, people with higher PCs than me were having issues on the same exact settings that they told everyone to be
Yeah, I mean,
for.
I was having crazy frame drops on a 4090, and I wasn't
Yeah,
streaming. I
and
was
I
just
was, and then
recording.
I'm on a 4070 Ti recording at like 90K bit rate at 1440p, and I wasn't dropping below 90 like at all. I was having a great time. So, but the last playtest before this, like months ago, I couldn't get past 30 to 40. So there definitely has been some progress. They're making progress. Um, and when it comes to and also another issue I had with the gameplay, I wish and I hope that eventually when it comes out that there's more to do on the map than just go for one
Yep,
anomaly.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah, because especially when people start comparing it to Hunt Showdown, you have multiple monsters on one map, and you can get one monster and leave, if you want. Or sometimes it's just one, and everyone kind of gets centered towards, a spider or something like that. But um usually there's more than one. And then with this game, there's only one, and you're fighting against time for other players. So you're kind of just focused on getting in, finding the computer, getting the key card, or even saying, forget that, rush the bunker because guys that are going to get the key card faster than you because they're code hacking
Is
geniuses, you
is
know.
the cookie? Is it the thing you have, the artifact you have to get? Is it
It's a
always in the bunker every time, like in the same spot?
it's always in the bunker, same
Yeah,
spot
that's a
every time,
problem.
and
That's
it is
that's
going
going
to
to
be a
be a
problem.
problem for replayability. Because the thing that's cool about Hunt is you have all these POIs on the map, and the monster could be any of those. It's like,
Anyone. Yeah. I'm sure they're working on that. This is literally just the
yeah,
playtest of just seeing how it works. And I like the concept of like getting the key card, having to like type in actual characters in the
that's pretty
computer.
neat.
The PDA was the best part of the entire playtest.
Yeah, that's sick as
Yeah.
hell too.
That was such a cool thing.
Yeah. So
It
again, we're
would let
talking
it
about
would let you
beautiful
know
light.
when it would let you know, what the anomaly would be around you, with the little alert would go off, and You know, you got the scanner and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
it's really cool. So in game, you have a PDA on your left arm on screen, and you can pull it up and look at it. So it's like you can see a map. You can scan for like the PC and the anomalies and stuff. You can switch different screens and do that stuff. You can see like a compass. You can see your teammate stats, all in game. So it's really cool because you're not leaving. You're not like pulling up a map and it takes you out of the game. It's really cool that it's like an
correct.
in-game element that you can see all that information on. It's really, really cool. And then
Yeah,
like you
you can
said,
see
like with
down players.
Hunt, you have to go and like just investigate clues and it kind of tells you where to go. What's cool about this one is you actually go to a terminal and kind of hack into it and print a key card, a 3D print a key card, and then that gets you access to where the artifact is. So like
Yeah.
those little things are pretty
And
cool.
then you have just like hazard spots, just like you couldn't see it during that playtest, sadly. I don't know why they were invisible, but like the electric anomaly fields, there's those. There's a fireball that's in certain areas that, you know, has a burning radius and can kill people as well. So you have hazard, you know, natural hazard areas, you have creatures, you have player controlled creatures, and you have other players all trying to kill you in some shape or form as
It's
well.
not a
So
very nice environment to hang out in.
it's not. It's very hardcore. It does lend itself to be a little campy in, especially in the bunker. Because the footsteps are just so loud. I know they incorporated during our playtest, and we only get to see too much as well too, because it was just so buggy. The what was it, like the vertical audio as well too, so like footsteps above you, footsteps below you, but we couldn't really get to see that too much. So um
Yep.
yeah, and the extract is cool too, you know, even though we got to see it just for a little bit until Crash
Before
got
the
shot
lights went
straight in the
out.
head. You know, and there was that, and then um yeah, I mean, it all lends itself to be a great game. It's just it needs time. It needs to be more optimized. It needs more POIs. It needs more objectives in the game. Because like I know they want it. They said they want to stick away from like random loot that you find and like earning money that way. So it's like, okay, if you're gonna do that, then you have to add more anomalies and more things to extract with and get out with if you want to make money like that. You know, so which I'm sure is in the works, but I can't be 100% confirmed with that. They are keeping a lot of stuff to their chest as well too, which is I do enjoy that. Keep it close to the chest because you start putting too much out there, people start getting crazy. What's the word? Just like opinions about the game early on. So
Yep. Yeah, that's the worry you have is like they're using playtesting correctly and they have to, like, because they're a small studio, they're just a few people working on it. There's
yeah,
really
that's
no
another
other way
thing.
to
People got to
playtest
remember.
it. But it's like
It's such a small team.
it gets footage out there and it kind of desensitizes people to how cool the game is. And then like by the time it launches,
Mhm.
everybody's gonna have seen all the stuff with the game. You worry about that just a little bit, but I think it's gonna be unique enough. It's gonna have an audience for sure.
I know I'll be playing it once it's out for sure.
Yeah, same. It's pretty cool because
Extraction game modes, man.
they're warming up. When we started this podcast, I was like, they suck, like, and now I'm like
That's
loving them.
true.
Yeah, I've changed.
I was always since Tarkov. I was like, this is gonna be the next thing after battle royales. I know it.
Yeah, I've
I
been
just didn't realize how big it was gonna get because I thought it was still gonna be like kind of niche. Because I always thought extraction titles really fit more within like the hardcore tactical element. But I mean, we're seeing all kinds of extraction games come out that aren't hardcore at all.
right. Yep, I've come around to it. That's which
It's like
is
the one
crazy.
life button, search and destroy. You know, it's you got one life to make a difference. That's it.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway,
Anyway.
next, ready?
Uh-oh. My favorite game.
Blue loves Call of Duty. I just wanted to talk about this because I still play it. It's one of the games I stream because friends can hop in. We have a good time on stream playing Surge.
I mean, I love watching you play Hardcore Search and Destroy. It's a good time watching you and the guys play.
We do well. But one of the reasons I hated Modern Warfare 3, if you guys have listened to the show for a while, is that everybody wears the covert sneakers. There's no footstep audio. It makes gunfights completely unreadable. You can get ran up on and knifed in the back one shot and never even have like any clue that anyone's anywhere near you sprinting. So they put this out very recently about audio that's coming to Black Ops 6. So I'm one of the biggest things I'm looking at if Black Ops 6 is going to be fun or not is the audio. And they actually put out this blog post that I feel like they've done this in the past, saying that they're trying really hard to make really good audio, and they don't. So like taking that with a grain of salt. But they put this out today about adaptive battlefield listen and locate audio, which is called Project Acoustics, and they said they're taking spatial reverb to the next level. So there's a whole big blog post on it. If you're listening, you can't see this, but they're showing reverb with voice lines, and then they're showing examples of spatial reverb with footsteps, which is footstep audio. Maybe there'll be footstep audio, I don't know. But these are kind of cool too. They put out like occlusion zone, like reverb, like how sound will travel through the map with like sound going to and away from you. So it shows like the complex wave physics of how audio travels through the map, and then from a top down view, and then also from a side view of like how the audio is like bouncing back and forth going towards and away from you in this new model. So it like really looks like from first appearance that they're really trying to make good audio in this game. Call of Duty has never ever been known for having good audio. So maybe it will. I'm still 50-50 on it. But like seeing this, like how it bounces is like really kind of cool. Like the start of this video is sweet, like how it emanates and then bounces back. It's kind of wild. And then this is really cool. Live mixing, prioritizing the most important sounds. So in the heat of combat, some sounds are more urgent. This article says Black Ops 6 takes that into account by emphasizing the most important sounds to the player at any given moment. So a lot of times footsteps and important audio can get lower in the mix. There's only a certain amount of channels that it can broadcast to you, and sometimes important sounds get lost out. This is supposed to have a dynamic system that puts important sounds higher. Probably a 50-50 shot if that even works. There's an enhanced headphone mode, greater immersion through HRTF, which stands for head related transfer function, to better simulate how sound is transferred from the game to the player's ears. So it says it emulates the way that sounds are affected by the shape of your head and your ears before you actually hear them. It's a gold standard for maximizing directional perception when you're listening on headphones. So supposed to give you like a better sound stage and directionality for that. There's a lot of really cool accessibility features. There's stuff for like helping with tinnitus or asymmetrical hearing loss. So like if you have like different hearing loss in one ear, you can change like the loudness in each ear.
That's pretty cool.
There's also a channel frequency thing.
Might help me out later too.
There's my left ear is way worse than my right ear from guns. So shout out me being stupid when I was younger. You can change the frequencies. So if like there's a frequency that causes like your tinnitus to flare up or something, you can turn that stuff down. So there's like a EQ mixer with frequencies in game, which is pretty cool to help people with like tinnitus and stuff. So a lot of information with Black Ops 6 for sound. So on surface, like a lot of Call of Duty stuff, it looks really cool. Will it work? Maybe not, probably not, maybe. So it's just really hard to tell how it'll actually be in practice, because it looks good on paper. It looks really cool on paper, but yeah, audio is going to be a big deal for that game. And again, we were talking about earlier, Hunt Showdown, best audio ever. Hunt Showdown is so sick. Audio,
dude, and no game can compare to that. Crytek just gets it right with audio, man, and
it's
the
really
visuals
good
too, man. Quick shot. What we got?
I had one thing. talk about before the AI takeover? We did get a little bit of an update on the Splinter Cell remake from Insider Gaming. Um, it's still, he said it's still in the very earliest stages of development, and it's being built from the ground up. So they're not like
Oh, I saw
remastering
that. It was
the
like
old.
a whole article just for like
Yeah.
sentences.
So,
Yeah.
and that's why it's a quick shot, because I just told you everything you needed to know. All right.
That was it.
That was it.
Quick shot.
Very quick. Um, this is AI takeover. Finn keeps posting creepy AI stuff in the Discord, so I guess we'll talk about it.
Nice.
This is a diffusion for world modeling in video games, and what it does, what I think it does, is it real time models the world in front of you and the pixels as you play it. And they've trained it on Atari, but they've also trained it on CS:GO. So its Diamond's diffusion model can be trained to simulate 3D environments such as Counter-Strike. So you can make like a Counter-Strike game completely generative AI, like in almost real time. But which is
Dude,
weird. And there's a
that's
video
well,
do what?
like level designers are scared right now.
Yeah. I'm scared. This is weird, but you can actually go on GitHub, diamond/wm.github.io, and you can download it and try it yourself. And it talks about like in the white paper, like how it works, how you can train the agent to do like different stuff and like actually make like real time. It like predicts pixels like ultra fast. And
so like it as you're playing, it renders the level in front of you.
yeah, it predicts your movements and what the frame would look like as you move through the quote unquote environment.
Interesting. I try to mess with it. I just like start waving my mouse everywhere just
Try
to
to
see.
confuse it. Yeah.
Try to confuse it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
it's not
It's
anything.
like yeah. It's not
It's not
anything crazy right now, but it's like, dude, how far have we gotten already?
yeah, it's not practical at all right now, but it's just like
No.
from just in talking about it in the last few
I
months what this
mean,
thing's been
dude,
doing.
neither was Mid Journey like, a couple years ago, and people are making that into some crazy, artwork and stuff like that. And same thing with the video AI rendering. Like everyone remembers that first video of Will Smith eating spaghetti. Everyone remembers that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And then the other one that Blue was showing me was people are putting a real life filter on different games to make like games look like real life movies. So here's Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
I think they put like game footage in this filter. It still has like weird problems and stuff. Like you can see like it's
Hmm.
got
Hmm.
issues with certain things, but like it's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, like seeing, a horse-drawn carriage of headlights in the, 1800s is hilarious to see. But
Yeah.
uh
And then
it's
Half-Life.
man, dude, yeah, the Half-Life one is crazy because like talk about like actual remasters of games, like
Yeah.
that's gonna be done seamlessly in the future, but it's again and it's not done with not done real time. It's a game footage then put into something called Runway, Gen 3 Alpha specifically. But still, I mean, there's not going to be much longer until we like eventually see, this become a real-time generating tool. um and it's just crazy seeing like what AI looks at like a Half-Life um AI and what it makes it look like their what they would look like in real life. So it's kind of cool to see um its take on that. So
But I
yeah,
mean,
man, it's
even if you were like, but like the artistic possibility too, like if you make like a machinima or like a you do like a set up your own kind of video, like you do like a short film in game, like try to tell a story and then convert it to this where it looks like a movie.
oh my god, yeah, seriously. Yeah, there was one for like GTA 4 that just was so awkward to look at. It was hilarious, but it was like the GTA 4 cutscene, and it was just so funny to see. But I mean, the way, and also just like the little things of like the way the light hits the floor and reflects, like the way AI captures that pretty good, in terms of like the screen on the wall and people's shadows and seeing all that. Like it took like it's so crazy that just in the video, like it took multiple blue screens and AI decided to put it as one giant map of the world. It's
The
just like
GTA one is crazy.
the GTA one is actually pretty insane. There's a few specifically for this, but um yeah, like it's again, it's not, and it's also the quality isn't that great either still, but I mean,
Yeah, it's got a
yeah,
lot of
it's always,
problems, like with weird like
yeah.
fingers and like people's heads morph into different weird stuff and
But yeah, like I mean, it looks like someone's interpretation of the game, and man, I'm curious to see what other games will be introduced into this, and then I'm wondering then eventually when will it become, you know, procedurally generated as well too. So just imagine if you took that other AI platform, the one that makes levels right then and there, and it took this. Now you have a game that can make its own levels while also looking really good at the same time. So it's like, you know, what is NVIDIA RTX at that point? Whew, bless you.
did I mute in time?
You
It was
muted it.
close.
You muted it. I heard that, but that's it.
I barely hit the button. But yeah, so like right now, like if you act out like a little short filming game and then run it through this, it's like it'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I want to see what this. Imagine this was like Stalker. I'm
Oh
curious,
shit, yeah,
like old school Stalker. Yeah,
that'd be really cool.
that'd be cool.
But yeah, I think that's all I had to talk through today. It was a pretty good show.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I'm gonna go play some sand.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Whatever
talk
this
about
game
that. I forgot.
is. Yeah.
What is it? I'll pull up that trailer.
So okay, another quick shot, I guess, right before we
Hold
leave.
on, hold on. Okay.
Hold on, I'm waiting for it. Quick shot. I got invited. It feels like a couple creators got invited to it. I just I guess it's on Steam Next Fest coming out here maybe today. I don't know when, but it's they say on the email they sent me, it was like, oh, it's like Sea of Thieves, but in the desert. I was like, okay, so it's an open world game where you could explore on your own. It's not a sailboat, it's like a mech walker. You ever seen the movie Wild Wild West
Yeah,
back in
I'm
the
seeing
day?
it
Where it
now. I'm
was like,
pulling up the game.
yeah. It reminds you of like that spider walker
Like
in the
steampunk looking stuff.
movie. Yeah. So it gave me that. There was another game that kind of reminded me of this where it was like airships in a steampunk vibe fighting. And you can like in this one you can make your own walker, put guns on it, um, so on and so forth. And you have all that with possibly having a crew man it as well too. And it guess it's an extraction shooter because you go into the map, you go to POIs, kill the players, and then you leave. So it's in very basic terms, it's an extraction shooter. Um, but I will be honest, from what I've seen, players play as well too. It's not greatly optimized. Um, there is a way to like fight other players with like rifles on ground as well too, but it's very basic. But I mean, I love the concept. I think it's I need some more time in the oven. So again, it is just a demo that we're playing as well too. Um, so got to keep that in mind. But I mean, like it is again like Sea of Thieves. Like your ship gets hit, you got to go repair it, and you got to have the crew and do that as well too. So, but there is first person gameplay as well too. It's all first person anyways in general. So, um, yeah, I mean, we'll try it out. We'll see how it goes. You can have giant walkers, you can have small walkers. Um, and I don't know. I'm curious if it's actually out on Steam right now. I think it's literally just called Sand, all
Yeah, I saw
caps.
that.
Yeah, so yeah, you could download the Sand demo now if you want.
Check
So
it out.
go check it out. Go check it out.
Check it out for yourself. Don't
Everything's
take
all
our word
everything's all
for
a
it.
work in progress. So you can board enemy ships as well too. It's actually kind of cool.
Looks wild. I'll be interested to hear what you think.
I have
So-
Strident as well too.
Oh yeah, Strident. Yeah. They sent me a.
Is that back out? I remember playing it.
Yeah.
Back then.
The dev
I
actually.
actually had a good time with that. I had a really good time with that game.
I forgot about it. I meant to
think-
talk about it. The dev sent me a trailer, I think.
I think what did I play? I think I got a couple hours in. It's just the servers died really fast. So I didn't get too much time into it. I think I would love to have got more time into it, but I didn't get to. So
Yeah, Strident is out on the Steam next to us too.
nice.
That's
nice.
a wild game, dude.
It was hard to get at first, but once you get into it, man, like
Yeah, I didn't get it at first, and then
it
finally
had some like battlefield elements to it, but
Yeah,
also,
it's
you
got-
know, yeah,
it's got like a conquest feel to it, but also a survivor, and then there's like anomalies like too, and like
yeah, you could be creatures, you could be a bear or a moose with a tank cannon. Like it's kind of funny.
yeah, it's it's an unhinged game.
Yeah,
but
shooting
it's-
feels good though. The shooting feels really good.
Yeah, it's unique. So if you're looking through Steam Next Fest stuff, check out Strident, Striden, and you can hop in and play it. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So
All right, cool.
all right, then. I think that's it for the week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate everyone being here. Thank you for listening online. Can't thank you enough. Again, share it around. Leave us a 5 review if you can. Be a friend, tell a friend, and should God willing, see you guys next week.
All right, guys. Later.